Hey Tiffany, I am so excited. You had a fantastic party yesterday, and I wanted to get some books out for anyone you wanted to share with on your list. Now, don't forget your squee faves. I've already sent to you, so you can send that to anyone, and those are going to be fantastic to work with. I wanted to pull some more obscure books based on your kiddos' interest range, so I'm going to start with your oldest, and we're going to go on from there. So, two books that I know you saw would be Lightning Girl, which the series is phenomenal. I adore the series so much. It is such a great superhero story and so much family oriented. I just love this one. I love, love, love it. This one, of course, you've already seen as well. This is our Six Chelsea Walk series. There's two books in each, there's two stories in each book. Okay, and each one of them are going to be about a historic period in time. So it's historical fiction. It's fabulous for learning history. It is amazing for just a great read along. So I love, love, love this. It'd be something you could read aloud to, or she could read aloud to for the younger ones. Okay, now I'm going to share with one that wasn't on any of the lists, and that is Vasilisa the Wise. I absolutely adore Vasilisa the Wise, and she is the perfect age for it. This takes some really great fairy tales, if you want to call them that. It takes some very cool fairy tales, and it gives you kind of the history of where they originally came from. So this is A Bride for Me Before a Bride for You. It's the tale of a young woman who marries and then outwits a giant serpent in order to save her childhood friend. A 19th century Norwegian fairy tale, it was first included in East of the Sun and West of the Moon, Old Tales from the Norse. And it is absolutely fantastic. They do have some darker themes sometimes. They are the old fairy tales. It's really cool. Some of the ones that were passed down, the originals that were then passed down to the Brothers Grimm, are in here the way that they heard them. So it's just a really, really cool book, and it's a great read for anybody 12 and up. So love it. Okay, moving on down to your 12-year-old. You said action adventure, loves reading those things. So I picked the Book of Secrets and the Book of Answers. It is a duology. It is a fabulous read. It is all adventure all the time. Some real kind of mystery involved, some idea about, it's a cipher novel, so you can think about it in the way of puzzles. He's trying to figure things out. It is absolutely fantastic. I love the series. I've read the series 3 times now, for different reasons, and I absolutely love it. I love that you said he still loves picture books, because one of the things I love about Usborne and Books and More, and you know this, is that I love their nonfiction, and I love the beauty of the books in the nonfiction realm. So I grabbed 2 that were for 10 and up, because I wanted you to see just the absolute gorgeous illustrations in these. This is almost like a satirical medieval newspaper. So it's really cool to look at it, and it was written based on the way that they would have written, the way they thought about things, so you can really kind of get in the minds of what they are, and you learn a lot of history along the way. So these are written like a newspaper. And of course, there's ads for leeches, and there's ads for, I love this one, travel agency. Is this putting you off the holiday of a lifetime? Sea serpents, we eat them for breakfast. And that's not all. Disease-carrying fogs, falling off the edge of the world, being marooned in the sea of perpetual darkness. Titus of Cookham, staff are trained to cope with all of these hazards and much more. So it's written kind of that bound between what we have today as sensationalism and then what they were thinking back then. So I love that. It's called The Medieval Messenger. And then, of course, this one, The History of Science in 100 Pictures and the History of the World in 100 Pictures. It is a timeline, and the pictures are actually the artifacts that you see. And they tell about a certain period of time. So back the first Eureka moment, Eureka means I have found it, and it is used for breakthrough moments. Ancient Greek scientist Archimedes is supposed to have said it when he was getting out of his bathtub, blah, 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 blah. It's going to give you some more information in there. I don't want to read all of it to you, but it is absolutely fantastic. I love these 2 books. They are History of Science in 100 Pictures and History of the World in 100 Pictures. Okay, next up, Micah. I want to mention this series because you said he loves to draw and such, and this is one of my favorite series right now. This is the Mindful Kids series. This happens to be No Worries, but you've saw many of these Stay Strong. So many different ones that are out there right now. Ones on bullying, so many that are really helpful. And what I love is it actually gives them things to color and draw and do. And it really walks them through kind of their emotional state. And it is such a fabulous series. There's one I'm sure that he would get use out of, and it's such a great thing for emotional health. So I love that, especially with what's going on in the world today. Another one for him would be 365 Things to Draw and Paint. This one is amazing. If he loves doing art projects at home, this one, I would use this in my homeschool, to be honest, because this one has been just fantastic. We're not quite there yet with both of our kiddos, but it is something that I really think that you guys would get a lot out of. So check that out. Now we're gonna move on to Savannah. And I wanted to mention, you said she's your princess and she loves those stories that are that pink frilly princessy. I wanted to mention our pop-up fairy tale series. This is Sleeping Beauty. We have many in this series. This is probably one of Rosalie's favorite series. I didn't let her have these books until she was 4, but it is something that is absolutely gorgeous, and the writing in this, you can read this. My son has been reading these. He is 7, and he has been reading these to his sister. The quality of the pages in these pullouts are just beautiful. They are truly heirloom. They're something that I would easily pass on to my kids or pass on to my kids' kids. So check these out, Pop-Up Fairy Tales. Then I wanted to mention this one. This I always think of with pink. One of the ones I wanted to grab was our Sticker Dolly dressing books. I love them. They're fantastic. Sticker Dolly dressing dolls was the first one that came to mind in princesses. They're fantastic for about 4 to 8-year-olds. And this is how to draw fairies and mermaids. Same idea, but no stickers. It's going to give you step-by-step how to draw these creatures. I love it. It's such a great idea, and the price is fantastic on it. So check this out, how to draw fairies and mermaids. Okay, now for Nathan. So we're getting back to the picture books. I personally think this is probably one of my favorites, but of course I'm a science teacher and this is all science. So this is Steve, Terror of the Seas. It's hilarious. As I was reading through this, I was like, oh, I know what's going to happen. Steve is a pilot fish, and he talks about how everybody is scared of him. Oh my gosh, everybody runs away. He compares himself to all sorts of different creatures under the sea. He's not that scary compared to them, but he just doesn't get it. He has no idea why they run away. But of course, dun 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 dun, his friend of course is a shark, and that's why they're running away. And it's all about symbiosis and mutualism. So check out Steve, Terror of the Sea. And then this is the other one that I wanted to mention. This is Comparisons Big and Small, and I think for any of your little 7 and under, this is going to be a great book. This is something that you can sit down and read with them. It is making comparisons, and it's really going to help them in the long run. But what's cool is it has some amazing things to compare to. So it really will hit any and every one of your kids as far as what their interest is. I love it. Big Bugs, probably one of my favorite pages in that section. Okay, and now for your smallest. Oh, you said animals. One of the things, this goes up to about 4 years old. Well, my daughter still loves this. This is one of those books that I absolutely love, and I love to share with parents. This is Don't Tickle the Hippo. And it is, oops, gotta turn it on. There's an on-off switch. I love that it's a repetitive story. Olders can read it to youngers. Don't tickle the hippo. You might make him snort. And the sound is so quiet. I love that. It also is great vocabulary. Don't tickle the parrot. You might make it squawk. Let me go a couple of pages. I love this one. Don't tickle the monkey. You might make it howl. They're noises we wouldn't typically think of or associate with children's books, but they are great to be able to share with younger kids and have that sound make sense. Now, I love that it's also touchy-feely, so they get that tactile learning. That's up to about age 4. Another one that I absolutely love is, this is I Can Count. However, we have farm animals and wild animals in this series. It is a block book set. I rarely ever pull these out anymore, but these are so cool. I love that they have different animals on them. One of the things, this is numbers obviously, the block book set for animals is going to tell you what they're called, what they eat, where they sleep, all of that kind of, their habitat, everything is going to be inside there, what their babies are called. I love that it's great. And then of course they are blocks. You can use them for matching as well. You can use it for vocabulary development. Can you bring me the blue? Or can you match the two? And it really helps them with fine motor skills as well as that development of matching and such. So check those out as well. I cannot wait to chat with you and see how your party is going. I will chat with you very, very soon. See you soon.